And it's time for the body of our horse. But first, let's go to the head and just do a couple of things on it. Maybe just pull this and this. Pull the ears together a little bit. Make sure that the back here of the neck is not very thick. Yeah, the neck, we should kind of make it so. Let me show you what the neck of a horse look like from the front. So if you see, the neck of the horse is pretty thin compared to the horse itself. To the horse, yeah, to the body, and also to the head. So the head is wider than the neck. Also the body is pretty much wider than the neck, and the neck is coming into the body and then it becomes wider. It's the same in the birds, is the same in the mammals, obviously, in the horse, and in the people also. You see the neck, and then we have shoulders. So it's similar to most animals, except of course from the side view, where the neck comes into the body, this part here, it's pretty wide, but it's still pretty narrow, as we can see in here. It's pretty narrow. So we have to bear this in mind. But we have to also bear in mind that compared to the head, the neck of this particular horse, since it's chubby and strong, it should be kind of similar width like the neck as the dragon. If we want our character, dragon, person, or whatever, to look strong, we should make kind of a strong neck. For example, if our head of our character is like this. This is the head, this is the nose, this is the mouth, this is the eyes. So we don't know how strong this character is yet. Yeah, he has big chin, so maybe he's strong, but if his neck is like this, and then his body follows like this, so he's not that strong, yes? So, but if his neck is like this, now it's completely different thing, you know? So the same head could lead to a different body. Now he looks strong. So if the neck is as thick, as wide as the head, or even wider, then the person or even the animal looks stronger. And especially for the animals, when we make the animal head, like this is the head, then we make the neck like this, and the animal looks like very strong. It's a humanoid animal, basically. So what we can do is to wait for ZBrush to do its thing, which is saving. Thank you, ZBrush, for that. And we will continue with maybe adjusting the neck a little bit. We'll have more to work on the face at some point, because it doesn't look super nice to me, at least. From the front view it's a little bit strange. From the side view it's okay, it's almost like the concept, but from the front view it's still not exactly good. Of course, when we put our hair, this kind of a, you know, mohawk hair, which is the horse thing, it could work. It could look more like the concept. For now it doesn't. So don't get too fast with your you know, to be completely, I'm the worst artist, I cannot do it, this is not working. You have to put all the things first, and then you have to adjust them a little bit, and you have to spend like hours and hours. Yeah, it's basically, especially in the beginning where you're not that confident, you're not that experienced, you have to spend some hours, and then you have to get away from your work for a few hours, drink coffee, have fun. Or if you don't drink coffee as me, I don't drink coffee at all, you can drink water. Yeah, go make some exercises on the balcony or whatever, and then come back and see your work. Kind of just watch it, just see it. Even if it helps if you make screenshots of it. Sometimes I'm working on something like this. I'm working, and suddenly I say, okay, it's good enough, I can show you. to the client, for example. And I make a screenshot. I just make Alt print screen, and I make a print screen. And I paste it into the program, for example, into the chat or into the Viber, into Skype, whatever. And I send it to the guy. And when I send it, I kind of click on the picture to see it. And then I see some things that I haven't seen before, which is very strange. I don't know why this happened, but this happens. So sometimes you just need to make a kind of a screenshot or a picture from your work and see it, and you will be able to see it with other eyes. And even you can put it in Photoshop or other program of your choice, GIMP or whatever, and you can check it out next to the concept. So put the concept and your work in the same environment, both of them to be 2D, and then you can start seeing things that you haven't seen before, which is pretty good. But let's continue with our body. So how to put the body? Of course, we will append a sphere like always. We can, of course, in ZBrush we can do everything from everything. So we can take the head, like we did now with the neck, duplicate it, and then make the body out of it. It will be kind of easy, but I'm used to do this. Append a sphere, then select the sphere with Alt click on it, then W, and then X to have symmetry, W to have our 3D gizmo, X to have symmetry, and then I put the ball in here, the sphere, and then kind of maybe help myself a little bit with the gizmo, and then continue onward from there. And of course it will be nice if we can see only the horse and the horse head without any other thing. And how to isolate things to be able to see only them in ZBrush is you just shift click on your thing that you want to isolate. So I want to see only the sphere now. I shift click and everything else is disabled, and the sphere also is disabled. It's not visible, but since we are on the subtool, we are seeing it. We always see the subtool that we're on, even if the visibility of the subtool is disabled. And when we change the subtool, of course, we don't see anymore anything from the rest of them. So I want to check the eyes of this, and this. This is the head, the eyebrows, and the body. And now I can start working on the body. So for the body of the horse, let's see how the body of a real horse would look like. So the body of a real horse, let me show you and you will see. So yeah, this is the real horse. And what do we notice? We notice that when you have your neck coming down, for example, if it's down like here, it's not, because the head is more forward, but if it was, it will be down. And then you have this kind of thing here. Very interestingly, you have this. This is kind of a muscular space or some kind of bones inside. I'm not sure exactly. We can, of course, check it out later. And then you have kind of a inward thing. And then you have outward again. But this is more like straight. And then you have your tail here. And then you can have just a little kind of thing down. And you will have your leg like this. So this is the body from the top. The bottom of the body, you'll have kind of a thick area in here, because this is where the body is maybe the most thick area. And then you will have this going upward, and it will go like this probably or something, but here we will have our leg and it will cover it. And then the leg will go down. Here we'll have something interesting. So this is going inside and then outside, and then we'll have an angle in here, very sharp angle. You see it here, very sharp angle. And then we'll have a little bit of a bump in here, because this thing here is a pivot point. How is it called? A joint? Yeah, it's a joint. So it's a little bit thicker, the joint. And then we'll have down and a little bit out. And then this is going inward, because this thing here, the bottom part, will be very thin. So this, and this are very thin things. They're only bone and little tendon. you don't have muscles there. And that's why the horses can run faster than humans, because the muscle of their legs, the muscles of their legs are here in the top part mostly. In the bottom part, they almost don't have any muscles. Everything is moved by these muscles here. So the bottom part of their legs is very light, so they can move it very quickly. That's why they can run faster. Also, in the front legs, you have muscles only here. In the bottom part, you don't have. A little here and more here. So that's why, and that's one of the reasons horses can run pretty fast. And also other animals. And humans, not so much, because we have muscles all over the place. So, for example, if I was a horse, these muscles here wouldn't exist. All my muscles that are moving this thing here would be in this, in here, and here only tendons and bone. And it will be very, very fast moving. And also for the legs, we will not have our calf muscles, for example, because horses obviously don't have exactly these calf muscles. Yeah, that's cool. So, other thing for the front legs. So, if your chest, the chest of your horse, this is the neck, and then the chest is coming here. It will come, you see it coming down, and then inward, back to the body. So, coming down, and then inward, back to the body. And then you will have your legs. So, don't make your legs coming from the chest down. They are coming, the chest is here, and then the legs are coming down and backward a little bit. And then we will have this kind of a thickening for the knee area here, if we can call it the knee. This will be like a conus shape, and then this down will be more thin. And then, by the way, the hooves will be something like this. You see how it is? Of course, the shape of the hoof is like this. So here, and then this is the real one. This is the shape of the hoof. This is the hoof here. But in the case of our cartoonish horse, we will follow the concept more likely. And this will not be exactly like this, because the legs will be much shorter. They will be around here, probably. And the other one will be around here, like this. And then the tail will be big, and it will be like this. And something like this, but we will adjust this. For now, I just wanted to kind of point your attention to some areas that I think are important for the horse anatomy. Also, this thing here is important. It's like there are some muscles in here, but we don't care too much about that muscles, because this is a cartoon horse. But although it's a cartoon horse, we have this, yes? And the real horse has it also, this one. Which in this case, since the head is back, is just in this direction. So this probably is equals, this muscle here equals to the sternocleidomastoid muscle that I told you about a little bit earlier in the videos. So yeah, hope this helps a little bit. But later I will make course which will have heavier influence on horse anatomy. So if you are interested in horse anatomy, they're pretty good looking animals, so I would be interested in the course on them. So yeah, and of course I haven't found a very good course on horse anatomy, so I will make one, and it will be the best one in the market probably. And I will explain those things that I explained now, but in much more depth. Much more in depth we will try to reach this. So, the other thing will be the front legs. We will try to take them from the body. And yeah, the body is not yet ready, but we will try to take the front legs down from the body, like this. And they will look awful, like you can see, but they are still will be nice. So the legs themselves, we will make them looking at this leg here. Not this one, because we will make that one like this later. But for now we are looking at the other one, because it's more like representing how the horse steps. Yeah, it looks awful, just amazingly bad, I know. But it will look bad for a long time, maybe even in this video we will not be able to fix it. But let's make the Dynamesh. And when you're making a Dynamesh, when you decided what Dynamesh will be useful, this is a big mesh now, the body of the horse. So Dynamesh of 40 probably is a little bit too much. So I will even dial it down to 24, for example, and now it's good because I have many big forms to take care of because before this is kind of nice. So I will move here, and for the hooves, since they are pretty big, I will inflate the bottom part just with the inflate brush. And then it looks pretty odd, but then I will kind of adjust it, and it should start to look a little bit more like it, if we can say. So we saw this kind of a conical part, then we have our knee part, which is a little bit wider, and then we should be able to make the thin part here, pretty thin. And we are going to have something which kind of looks, you know, yeah, it's not the best, but it still could work. I can make a muscle in here, just in case, although everything here should be, kind of could be covered, but we can have something either way. Yeah, the neck should not end like this. It should be wider here in the bottom, and then gradually get into the body. But of course we will connect the neck and the body, and then we'll have everything corrected. But for now we'll leave it as it is, because we need to have our legs, we need to have our back legs too, of course, and the legs I like to put them closer together. So let's of course see the real horse from the front. Let's see how his legs are. You see how the chest area is wide. We have this kind of muscles in here, which we can do also, like this, a little bit. And then maybe one kind of here, then like this, just for more variety, even in the cartoonish horse. Like this. And then let's see the legs. So we have kind of a big knees. We'll make the big knees, and also big muscles on the legs. So we'll make that. And since our horse's legs are pretty short, and they should be short because this is the concept, we should stick to kind of a thicker muscles in here. But the legs, they should be small. So they're pretty close together. In this horse, you see the legs have one leg distance between them almost. So in our case, the legs are pretty far away. So I will try to put them a little bit closer together. I think it will be a little bit better. Of course, we can always change that when we want. If it's bad, if it's looking bad, we can change it. But I think it will be nice. And if the legs are getting too thin, I can always go and inflate them, inflate parts of them just with the inflate brush and stuff like this. So for the back legs, I also will look first at a real horse, and then let me see a real horse. So the main problem of the back legs is not the side view. The side view is kind of easy to make. It's not super hard to make. The main problem of the back view is the back view of the back legs is the back view of the back legs. It's pretty difficult to make, so even for me. So we will try now first to make these muscles here, which are the thighs of the horse. We'll try to make something, and then we'll try to move, just moving. Of course, don't move them too wide. They should also be a little bit kind of close together. And then I will just do this. And this is pretty awful, as you can see. But bear with me. We will Dynamesh again, and we will continue. We will inflate this bottom part, Dynamesh again, and this bottom part will become a hoof. And make sure your legs, the horse's legs, are pretty short. So we're looking at this horse, which is a real horse, and the legs are pretty long. We don't want that. in our horse, the legs are very short and muscular, and that's the idea here. That our horse is pretty, you know, interesting, and that's his characteristics. One of her characteristics. So this will be the sharp part in here. You see this? It will be around here, and then the leg will become thinner, of course, but before that it will have some muscles. Of course, what muscles and where? Yeah, it will have some. And of course, here we tend to have forms which are going inward. So if you have this form in here, which is going outward, it's not gonna work. You should have forms going more inward, from the joint down, another joint, which also has a sharp point like this, and then you will have the hoof, and then we are kinda set. Of course, this looks decent, but it's not yet good. We can increase the size of this joint in here. We can have kind of a very large tendon in here coming from some muscles up there. We will have kind of the ass of the horse right here, and above it we'll have the tail coming out from, you see where the tail is coming out from the top, from around here, from this area. It's coming like this. This is the tail. In my case, I have to just do this. So this will be the tail. So it's kind of continuation of the spine. So the spine is going like this and then continues on the tail. Let's see a skeleton of a horse and you will see what I mean. Yeah. So the spine, and then it's coming out to a tail. And of course, it's difficult to see what's going on from the skeleton, but the skeleton can give you some idea. That's why I told you, we have a chest, and then the legs are starting back from the chest. So they are not coming from the chest down. It's the chest, and then we go back, and then the legs are starting. This way, the horse will look more natural, more like, you know, the chest, and then the legs back. So horse anatomy, of course, will be nice to know. I'm not exactly, you know, very good in horse anatomy. I'm not a specialist in any way, but since I kind of practiced a little bit, I know some things, and I think, yeah, I showed you the main things that you should worry about when you're making your horse. In the back, let's see the back legs. So let's see, let's analyze this. So we have our back here. We have something like this. So a plane up here, and then plane in the back, like in the sides like this. So we have this kind of a sharp area. It's not exactly sharp, but you see it here how the light is lighting this area, and then here it's dark because we have this kind of thing. And if we do it, it's kind of okay. So it looks like a dog's legs now. For now, probably we will be able to fix it or not. We'll see. Maybe not, but yeah. No, we will be able to fix it. Everything in the beginning looks awful. So this body, now I'm doing it for 20 minutes and it's kind of started to look okay. We have to, of course, see the belly here. It has to go up in here like this. So it's moving up like this and it will look better. The chest maybe should go a little bit forward. This also could go a little bit forward. This could be bigger here, bigger muscles, more muscular. This could be more flow, the forms can flow a little bit nicer. And yeah, basically it's not super bad. So now something else and we will finish the video. I want to show you. So I want to show you how the ass is this big. See? The distance between those two sharp points here in the back is this big. So they are pretty much closer together. The distance between those 2 points is bigger. So basically it's a there is a trapezius or something here, yeah. So we have to kind of move those two sharp pieces closer together a little bit, and those will be in the same position. Probably this will be parallel to each other, or even not so parallel, maybe a little bit further apart, you can see. And then these things could point a little bit further also. So this is kind of a flow that if you do, the legs of your horse will start to look a little bit better. So let's try to adjust it here, but it's almost like this. So these things should go like this. This should go together. This also should go together. And the hooves can point a little bit outward, but not too much. And also the form of the hoof most of the time is wider in the back and a little bit more narrow in the front. But of course, since this is a very early stage, we will not kind of worry about that much. And wherever you have a joint, it will be a little bit thicker. Everything will be a little bit thicker at the joints, especially in the bottom part of the horse leg. So bear that in mind. The joints a little bit thicker, everything else a little bit thinner. But of course, in the top part of the legs, we have big muscles, and there we have to be careful what muscles to put, what muscles to not put. But we will leave it for now, and we will continue in the next video, because this video will become pretty long, as most videos become. I tried to make them 20 minutes, but sometimes it just didn't work. So, bye for now.